New Wednesday, new podcast every Wednesday at 12.
GM, everybody, and we're back.
Nice to see you again. Been a week, but a very
Bullish.
special week. Yeah. We are seeing new prices, new records, new highest weekly close ever, new daily highest close ever. I'm saying that like an idiot, but you understand it. On the weekly time frame and both on the daily time frame, we've seen the highest candle close ever. So history is in the making. We've seen an all-time high in Argentina, in Turkey, and of course the dollar will follow very, very soon.
Yeah, it's crazy times we live in, man. It's nice and funny to see, especially when you're posting it on your social media. Some new people joining the FIP from yo, I've just joined, and it's crazy how these guys are on point with the calls. So
Mhm.
I, you could say we got some kind of a glass ball, some how do you call it? A wishing.
The crystal globe.
Crystal globe, yeah. But it's yet again for the people that those are here every week. We do this every week, guys. We just critical thinking, logical thinking, and we open our eyes and see what's happening in the world, man. So yes,
Unchained minds.
unchained, especially in the new digital prison that's evolving in front of our eyes. And the answer is yes, Bitcoin. But anyway,
Bitcoin
bullish,
forever.
Mike. Bullish, bullish, bullish. It's crazy to see. A lot of people were bearish. They were calling, no, top is in. We're
Mhm.
going below 100K. I said, guys, 101 needs to hold because if you look at the TA, according to the TA, you could clearly see it's a matter of days, weeks from last week that we would go against all-time high.
Mhm.
So nice to see how it's playing out. But
Yep, yep.
we're not out of the woods yet, right? We still gotta push through. Got rejected, but we gotta keep on going.
Yeah, it's not an all-time high yet. Also, I see that in June there will most likely not be any cuts.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
I'm checking July, which is a very low chance as well. So rate cuts are not coming soon. They are estimated for somewhere September. But I remain very hopeful still for the coming days. Also, the M2, which is a chart that got very very famous last few months because Bitcoin is following it so closely, should give us a push up and a real push as well. So if we actually follow the M2, we should see like a 110,000 to 120,000 instantly. Um, but I remain hopeful. The rate cuts might not come, but still, I've been saying it for a very long time. End of July is where I have my personal targets for higher prices, and right now it's the end of May. So we're still have like a 2 months margin, and it seems we're only 2k removed from all-time high. So I'm very bullish. You even said that we hit 108 today, right? Because I
Yeah.
have been busy. Um,
Yeah, on
haven't checked.
8K.
Yeah,
Got
so
rejected.
got rejected, but still hit it. So I've been saying it on my social media quite some time. But whoever laughs best.
It's the famous four, right? What CZ has been doing. First they laugh at you, then they hate you, then they fight you, and then you win. That's the fourth step. You win. It's
Hmm.
easy as that. But about the rates cut, I think it's very strange that they won't cut because, in my opinion, Trump he
Oh,
wants to
he's
cut. So the only next, if they're not gonna cut in June or July, then I
Mhm.
can assume, or only one can assume that I think he's gonna fire Jerome Powell, man. Next month
Oh,
there will be another secretary of the Fed or governor of the
very
Fed, how you
big
call it,
chance.
and
Yep.
he's gonna cut as soon as he's in. He's in June, July. He's gonna cut. This is my hypothesis.
Yep. And you know what's so interesting about this? Because usually, Trump or a president does not hold any power over
The Federal Reserve, yeah.
yeah, the Federal Reserve, right? It's a central bank, so it's pretty much a different um,
Oh,
organ
Institute,
of,
Oregon, yeah.
yeah, institute, whatever. So he's actually digging and he's trying through court to get rid of them. pretty much. It's a just it's a lawsuit. I don't know the details, but last thing I've read is that he might actually be able to fire Jerome Powell under some law or some whatever. It doesn't really matter. But fact remains, I think you are absolutely right. I think he will get rid of Jerome Powell sooner or later. And it's quite funny to see Trump talk about Jerome Powell, because he's calling him too late Powell, because he always cuts too late. And I have to admit, I fully agree. And you also see that other countries or other continents are cutting, right? So it's not just a matter of, okay, we think it might be a good time to cut it, so our investments go up. No, we see that a lot of other continents are actually cutting. China is cutting. I think Europe is cutting. So it doesn't make sense. Inflation is down. Trueflation has the best rates in a long time. All prices are going down, cost of living are going down, so it doesn't really make any sense at all to not cut. But I think that Trump is right, and that Jerome Powell hates Trump. We've been discussing this. Trump also mentions this himself on X, on Truth Social, and I fully agree. There's many things happening right now behind the screens, and he's just another cog in a machine that's there to pretty much keep you poor. Let's face it. Let's be honest. Jerome Powell is part of the Zionist system as well. Central banks are not there for the people. They are there to keep control in the people, for the people that own the world, basically.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Do you think we will go to lower prices first before we hit all-time high? Do you think we will hit all-time high and get rejected a little bit, or do you think we will blast off to higher numbers, let's say 110, 12, maybe even 15?
Well, as soon as we hit all-time high, I have the prediction that we would go ASAP to 115, like instant teleport, if the all-time high has been hit. But you know me, I don't like to do the short-term price predictions. It's
Yep.
what should happen in the TA for me to signal it's going to be a uptrend is we have to breach all-time high. We have to regain the all-time high level. It could be a retest from that level. So let's say we blast 209, we go to 110, we go back to 108, 107, and then we lift. That could happen, but seeing it as we are right now, of course, there could be a possibility it could go lower back to 102, 101K, but I don't know. Why am I saying this? Because a few days ago, a lot of people saying we should go back to 1990. I said, no, it's not going to go below 101K. Why? Because the TA is showing us that if the uptrend wants to continue, then the price levels just have to be hold and be supported and respected. In
Yep.
that case, I would say that yes, there is a possibility that we could go back below 102K. But Mike, what the hell is a 3%, 4% drop, Mike? I mean, what are we even talking about? If
Yep.
Bitcoin starts this uptrend, we could go as soon as 50% gains in 1 month for Bitcoin. So ask yourself the question, what is 4
Yep.
or 5%?
And at the same time, I think that people who are saying these things, they missed the boat, because we called the bottom, we called the reversal, we called the bounce after the reversal. So pretty much the higher low after that happened. So we gave many opportunities to our community, but also to our followers on Instagram, because I think pretty much posted most essential moments there. Always a little bit delay on Instagram, of course, with compared to the VIP, but. We've been seeing this coming for quite some time, and we got so many hate, so many doubts when we were going down. So there's still a lot of non-belief. People misbelieve. What's the word? Disbelief that we are actually where we're at right now, and people are hoping for a new opportunity to buy Bitcoin. Of course, there are plenty opportunities for altcoins still. So if you're watching this and thinking, well, Mike, most of the altcoins are still low, you're absolutely right. So use it, take your advantage in this situation, and purchase relevant altcoins that have nice buying levels right now. And pretty much, it's something I discussed last VIP session as well. When you're looking at most of the charts, they're all pretty much doing the same, unless it's a very low market cap coin. So be smart about it and purchase the coins you believe in. Um, the only fear I'm having right now, which is something I've had when we were approaching, I think, October last year or something, we had a discussion then, Ian, and I said, I think it might be smart to sell all my altcoins and go onto Bitcoin, right? And I'm still having that voice in the back of my head that's telling me sell all altcoins and go all in on Bitcoin. I'm not doing it because um, I remain hopeful for the markets, and I really want to see with my own eyes what will happen once we actually reach new all-time high for Bitcoin, because I do think that the entire crypto space will get a boost. And it's not just Bitcoin related news. I'm seeing so many bullish things about. It's also about the crypto space, the regulations, the frameworks, the Genesis Act that got approved, I think, yesterday or the day before. I'm kind of confused with the timeline sometimes, but they are all very, very bullish for the whole of crypto.
Mhm.
So I remain hopeful, but I do think it's smart to take Bitcoin more serious than ever.
So what are you saying right now, Mark? So let's say I got 20 G's in a coin, and I got 2 G's position on Bitcoin. So should I take out my altcoin position and reinforce my Bitcoin position, or
So that's a very hard and personal question. First of all, because I think that whatever someone or your choice may be is something you should believe in. And I think it kind of depends on where you're at in life as well, because if you have 100K in the bank right now, put it all on Bitcoin, shut up. Just
true,
wait, watch, and you're
chill,
done.
be a chill guy?
Because if you have one coin, you are set for life. People don't really realize this. I think you're already set for life if you own zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. But if you have one or more, you are set for life. Your grandchildren will never have to work a single day of their life. Um, People, they don't grasp this concept, just like they can't even grasp that we're at 100K right now. People have no vision. They have no, you know, they have no way to
Con-
think things
Conviction,
through.
no
Yeah, no
logical thinking.
conviction. They are strangers to the world. They don't know the propaganda that they're being fed. There are so many things at stake. But trust me, there will be a time when you look at your wallet and you're thinking, in the year 2050, you're thinking, wow, I remember the days where we were able to purchase a coin for less than 100K. And now you can't even buy it for less than 100K. We're back.
2050.
We're back, baby. But um, these are, different kind of situations. However, um, if you own for let's say 100K in Bitcoin and you have another 100K to splash on altcoins, do your thing. If you own less than 100K, I think the best move to get up to 100K plus is to in fact own altcoins. So it is in fact a risk that the Bitcoin might take all the attention, might take all liquidity, might be more important this cycle than ever because big money is buying. We keep mentioning it. I think every week in the live streams, we've been mentioning it for months right now. In the VIP, we paid a lot of attention to these kind of developments. A lot of Bitcoin treasury companies are up from the ground mushrooms, shooting from the ground like mushrooms. They're more each and every day, and all the companies that do, their stock goes up by insane values. There's a huge trend in corporate, and this year so far, I think more than 3 or 4 times as much as been as the supply that has been mined is bought up by the corporations, just the corporations. We're not talking retail, we're not talking countries, we're not talking whatever. um, so these are very important trends, but I do think that the altcoins right now are still the best way to get rich, because Bitcoin, you are buying to have wealth in the future. Altcoins you buy to hopefully get rich in a sooner time frame. So depending on where you're at in life, I think you should really consider, do I want, so let's say you have the 20K right now, right? You could invest the 20K and be set for life in like 20 years. However, 20 years, you are 50, I'm
It's a
50,
long time.
it's the longest time. However, you are set for life once you are 50. So you have a family then, your children are set, their study is paid for, your wherever you want to live is done. The world has changed. AI, probably some universal basic income. AI is doing
Most
your
likely.
fucking garden. There are so many things that are way different then. But you are someone who owns even a decimal of Bitcoin. So but 20 years is a long time. So personally, but again, this is very personal. I would try to get a little bit more Bitcoin exposure because I do think that 10% is very little. But I fully understand anyone who would invest it in altcoins, because if the altcoins hit, so let's say they 5x, you now own a whole coin. So that's the internal battle I am having right now, because if my wallet multiplies, I can have plenty of coins. And that's the end game, right? You want as much Bitcoin as possible. So
Facts.
do you consider your position right now to be enough, or do you want to fight and take a gamble? In a way, it's not really a gamble, but you know
I got an idea, Mike. Why don't we rob a bank, right?
I'm down.
We rob the bank. We tell
Mhm.
them with the money we invested in Bitcoin. In 10 years, we give the
We will
bank
be back.
their money back plus interest,
Mhm.
but then we keep like 80% because it's hundreds of billions.
Yeah, yeah. We are laughing now, but they pretty much did this with Mount Gox, because they are auctioning off people their Bitcoin and going to
It's crazy.
repay them in the dollar amount, which is insane.
It's crazy.
Uh, and they're doing the same for FTX exchange and these kind of things. So actually, the government's CIA deep state is already robbing us.
They're they're they're,
So
they're really operating the scam already, and they we didn't even notice this.
yeah,
Oh
so
my
in a
man,
way, it is only fair for us to rob the bank and do the
that's my
same.
point. You prove my point, Mike.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
governments, when you see this, don't we're gonna go with just our blank faces, no mask. We're just
Mhm,
gonna go in because we said it on camera.
mhm,
Just kidding. No, but it's crazy, man. But this is indeed the times we're living.
mhm.
The system's fucked. The system needs to get reset. And yes, I think Bitcoin will get a hit, of course, but this will be the answer for the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, man.
Mhm.
Most
Shall we
definitely.
do? Shall we do some comments? Because Marv is saying lots of liquidity at all-time high, so probably some bouncing first. Huge chance, but also you have to realize that there's in fact a lot of liquidity. We checked the same. I think there's a lot around 107, 795. We checked this morning, so that's probably where it's rejected as well. But again, I didn't check the charts for the entire day, so could be wrong. But um, I think that it actually makes sense that you might see some bouncing there, but as soon as you break through, there's not a lot of liquidity there, and people their stop losses will hit. People will enter breakout trades. There's also some guy that has like a 600 million
Yeah, man.
40x long right now, which he has been increasing and increasing since 104, 102. Not sure the exact amount, but these
Crazy.
people, they know something. If you're, I understand some people have money, but going 40x long at the top, it says something. Um, and what to think about the gap of 91K? I think as soon as we hit the all-time high, um, we will also always see volatility on the markets. Let's be honest. It's not like we will never go down, but I do think that 100K is the real bottom. It should have been the bottom already, but we went to 75K, which is understandable because we broke all-time high, the last 69K. We went all the way up to 100K, broke the psychological level of 100K, went up to 109, and then we had a major relief. But it was the tariffs, it was uncertainty on the markets, many things were at play. So it made sense for us to go down to 75K. I kind of expected us to rebound sooner, but there was so much uncertainty on the markets that we just got banked over and over. I do have to say, which we've been saying as well for a long time, I think Trump has crypto in his heart. Eric Trump, his son, is promoting crypto everywhere he goes. They're doing so many business related to crypto right now, but also every time he was to announce something regarding tariffs and these kind of things, he made a bullish crypto announcement, which make the price go up and then dump like all other markets, but back to the price it was before. So now that all that hopefully is over, let's see, because somewhere end of July, it all ends for Europe and these kind of countries, or at least the first 90-day pause. And then after, I think I said 12 August, but I've heard so many people say that 10 August is actually the deadline for China. Let's assume that both of these pauses will be settled, or at least have something in place that is bullish or not uncertain. Markets will go up from there. So if we remain above 100K for the next 2 months and we enter the end of July and the US will actually announce that they will start buying Bitcoin, you will never see the 91K again. The 100K will be a psychological level. And also it makes sense if you look at the charts, because you always have the halving at a certain price, and then the next bottom, so the bear market of the cycle after, never goes below the price it was the previous halving. And also a little bit of margin on top of that, you know. So I estimated way back that the bottom will most likely be somewhere around 90K, 100K. But seeing all developments, seeing what corporate is doing, basically seeing everything we've been talking about way, way back. We've been predicting this since 2022, I think. All these developments, they're now happening in front of us, and I just I start to believe more and more in all the things we've said all along, because it's happening in front of us and it has the exact effect that we predicted it would have. So I remain hopeful. Do you think we will ever go to like a 91K again?
High possibility, yes.
Why and when?
Why and when, I don't know. but but if I look at the chart, I'd say there's a high possibility that we'd go one more time below. When? I'd say within within the next 18 months, it should happen.
Within the next 18?
Yes. So in my analysis, from this point we lift, we enter banana zone, we go to 180, 200-ish, no one knows. Maybe 300K, I don't know. We drop down back to 100 or 90K, and then we start a super cycle. That's what I think. That's how it should play out, because for the super cycle to play out, the markets must crash by 70-80%, so that people would think, I told you so, no super cycle, the price is gonna go down, Bitcoin's done, yada yada yada. But we know that the government is gonna buy by next year or something. So the timeline, it adds up. The numbers, they add up. So in that drop down, I'd suggest we could see 90 or 100K one more time. And after that, it's done. It's finito, because
Yep.
they start buying. There's no more possibilities. Everything above 100K, it's you should see it as a buying opportunity. Sorry, below 100K.
Yeah. I think that the end of this year, early 2026. I hear what you're saying. I don't agree on the exact price, but I do agree on what will happen. So it will have like a huge spike up, and then we have a huge drop down. I don't think it will be 91K, but this is pure feeling speculation. So don't want to make this like a hard statement or anything. But I fully agree on the like the fake out, basically, you know, the where people will start to scream again that they were right and we were wrong. But it's a very scary moment in time, because if we are going to have a super cycle, this will be the most uncertain period of the market, because it deviates from all previous cycles, and at the same time, it's a make or break moment. we either go into a super cycle and get very fucking rich,
And play GTA
or
6 next year.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. If we hit super cycle, I'll be in GTA 6. We'll be there. You know, you want to speak to us? We'll do the podcast there during
So
a heist.
that's crazy, man. Hype.
Yeah, but if it doesn't happen, then you're holding at a certain moment in time where in hindsight you could say that, well, duh, it just followed the regular flow of cycles like it always has done. So it's a very scary moment in time. I'm still kind of hesitating how I will enter the markets during this time. It also very heavily depends on what will happen after the end of July. That's why I keep saying it doesn't really matter what happens right now. End of July, we will go up, we will go higher. August, anything between August and November, we will probably enter the first banana zone. That's what I think, at least. But then it increasingly starts to get, you know, uncertain for me. And I'm not entirely sure how I will act on this last few months, but um, but I'm curious, you know.
No, but at least you got a plan for it, right? You're ready. You're very skilled out.
I do have the two scenarios. So a regular cycle, extended cycle, and I probably will take a 50-50 approach. So I'll probably take like 50% profits anyway during the last 3 months, August, November. And I will probably keep some skin in the game, or at least some fiat. So let's say 50% that is left, I might cash 25 to stable coins. I might keep the other 25 in crypto, use the 25% of fiat to purchase if we actually dip down. And then if I fail, at least I took half out. And then I'm just going, crash my face with 50% of my portfolio instead of all of it. I think it will probably be something like that. However, I'm still considering, and I could change this as the market develops.
Yeah, you just gotta watch the trend, right? But what I do find very interesting is
Hmm.
that if the extended cycle slash super cycle plays out, we can look. You know this. I don't know how to say it in English very decently or correct, but we think that or basically we know this, but the 2020 cycle has been manipulated. We think that the top should have been 100K back then.
Yes, facts.
So confirmation for that the top should have been 100K back then is if the extended slash super cycle plays out. So that's why I correlate with the 100 to 90K level from the retest from getting a local top, because this was the last top from the 2020 cycle. So
Hmm.
it should rebound there and start the super cycle, in my opinion. Just to clarify
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
have those
Okay,
levels
okay.
there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Actually does make a lot of sense. But you know why I'm kind of hesitating this is that um, big money is smart. Big money is buying right now at the top at 100K. So I think by the time that Bitcoin goes to 190, a lot of corporate and a lot of institutional buyers are activated. Then the race is on. And it's not just America, because right now the US is pretty much taking the lead, also with the Bitcoin treasuries, right? But if we go to 190K or even 300, like you said, everyone is there.
Yeah, countries are gonna get
Everyone,
FOMO.
other
Yeah.
countries themselves, companies, many things. And Greg, shout out to you. I'm in Japan right now. I think we will hit an all-time high by Friday, though. 110K. We see. Yeah, big chance. I don't really want to. Like Ian, I'm not really that interested on the short term, but I do think we will see all-time high very soon. And Friday has a big chance. Yeah,
Within 7 days.
next 2 days.
Within
Yeah,
7 days.
probably. And we've been saying this for such a long time, because I remember, Ian, when we were back in Rotterdam, where we were talking about the ball that you push below the water,
Mhm.
and the lower you push it, the higher the pressure becomes for it to squirt
Yeah,
out of the water,
compression.
right?
Yeah.
The compression. Right now, it's been pushed so low, it's been pushed so deep, it's been pushed so long.
Mhm.
What we are about to witness, I don't think anyone is expecting this at all. And seeing how little retail is interested in Bitcoin right now, it is insane because
Exactly.
the inflows are at all-time highs. I think BlackRock purchased so much more Bitcoin today, yesterday, whatever. I'm seeing Meta Planet bought even more. I think they bought so much Bitcoin. It is insane. I think they went from 700 billion million to 800 or something. Not too sure about the numbers. Don't quote me on them, but insane numbers. So it will be a crazy last quarter. Q3, the end of it, Q4,
It
especially, once we start cutting in all these things, which will happen somewhere this year, it is insane. It is insane.
2017 vibes, exactly 2017 vibes. You can look
Yep.
up at your 2016, 17 went banana, literally banana, and
Yep.
that's what happened.
Lawrence, do you want to answer the XBG question? I think we cover this almost every week, but
No, but did it something did happen, right? With the something like about liquidity or something. Some
yeah, but there were two things. You're talking about the 11-cent crash back to 5 or something, right?
12 to 6, 7.
Yeah, okay. So pretty much the short story about why this happened for the XBG price is because there was a trading competition where you could actually win money by purchasing XBG. That's why you saw the initial pump, because with the it went from like 5 cents to 12. Let's be honest. So this pump was because of people starting to buy. Why were they buying? Because they got free XBG for buying. If you were in the competition, I think if you spent 1K, you would get like, or sorry, if you spent 1,200, you get 1K for free or something, um, based on the volume and these kind of things. So a lot of people bought to get the free XPG, and when the trading competition ended, they sold. So they got free XPG. So that's smart for those people. Also, something that we were kind of expecting to happen, because as soon as the trading competition ends, people will sell their holdings. Also, was kind of disappointed about the trading competition because they asked us to join, but they don't have the proper tools. There's no stop loss. I love the team. I love the developments. I love everything they're doing, but the trading competition was just not it. And also on the Borg app, the Swiss Borg app, they don't have these features. They don't have these tools. So that was not for us to join. And also with these kind of competitions, what you saw on the chart happening is exactly what will happen if you do trading challenges that are just based on purchasing more. So hopefully they learn from it. Hopefully they will not do it in the same manner again. Um, and also there's not really a way to short it, right? So you're just buying and it goes up for everyone. So there's not really a trading competition there. It's just a way to get buying volume. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
So
some incentive.
yeah, so wasn't too a fan of that approach. They're doing so many cool things, but this was just not one of them. And there was also at the same time an issue with some seed investor that took out money, is what I read on X. I'm not really following it that detailed.
It's all
Uh,
FUD.
yeah, so pretty much some guy that invested before the token was live took out some of his money, which caused some issues with liquidity, but they were able to solve it really quick. And I think the timing was unfortunate because of the trading competition ending at the same time. So they got double hit pretty much. But it's 8 cents. I still have faith to it. At least you're saying yourself it's went from 12 to 8. Still remain hopeful, still holding the bag. Purchased the dip, of course, at 5 cents or something. So still in profit with the recent purchase. I think Ian, especially, I think he called it in the VIP at 4.5 cents or something. So he made a lot of money out of it. Then wrote away. I think you sold a lot of it at higher prices. Did you buy the dip as well again, or
Not yet. I
okay?
did some buying, but I went into AI because AI is booming a little bit,
Hmm.
and still waiting on that, man. But no, I did not take a position back yet. But I will definitely do. Still got the chest, the NFT, of course. Still got the conviction. But seeing what happens with the price, I'm just gonna leave my position as it is, waiting for a reversal to maybe get back in.
Yep. Okay. Lawrence is asking, and what do you think about the over-the-counter sale that they are going to do? Do you think it's positive for the project? I'm not aware of this, so I can't answer it. Do you know? Do you know?
I didn't go in the Xborg DC for a long time, but I do know something about OTC deals that they are trying to do. Guys, you must understand the Xborg team. In my opinion, they're doing everything that they can to
Oh, the 1 million buyback. Okay. Mm-hmm.
ensure more, how do you call it, brand recognition, more awareness for the Xborg token.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they have here is some kind of niche. And yes, it has been difficult for them since 2021, 2022, after the feces fucked the whole market with too much capital, etc. What uh, how do you call it, deciding what they can and can't do the projects. So these guys are doing it basically on themselves, and they're figuring out what's working and what's not working. It's just like the regular business. You got products, they sell, they don't sell. Okay, we go back to the drawing board. What do we need to do to get more awareness, more, So if that's the case, we know that team is communicating. We know that the team is still building, and they're actively working to make this XBG token something worthwhile. So I see all these things that they're doing. I'd rather believe them because I can witness with my own eyes that what they're doing and saying is true than other people or other teams who speculate. They're not dogs. They don't know something, or So they're transparent. That's my point. I'd rather have a transparent team. They may be doing some OTC deals that we don't know what they're doing, but they have a plan for this. Why? Because they brainstorm for this. They think about this. So it's
Yeah, and sorry if I interrupt,
yeah,
but also these things they propose, so they
eh,
are always proposing what they're about to do.
eh,
So we could have
they
an
involve
opinion
the
about it.
community. Yeah, they involve the
Yeah,
community. That's what it's about.
they involve them at the fireplaces, at the Discord live chats, just like we're answering questions right now. They're very open, and I haven't seen this kind of engagement with any project. So this is why I put a lot of faith in them. But if you think differently, you are actually able to vote on it with your XBG token. So I suggest you do it, and especially if you're what's the word? I forgot it. Not staking. What's the
Pledging.
pledge? If you pledge your tokens, you actually get a multiplier by voting on proposals. So if you have thoughts about these things, I highly encourage you to go to their Discord, ask them questions, and vote on whatever you think is best for the project. I do think that it's. I have an opinion about it the way you're saying it right now. So if they're selling tokens for a 30% discount, and with the 1 million they get from it, they will buy back. It's I don't know. I think it could be dangerous because if the people who purchase the XBG token decide to sell, they have more selling power than they are actually buying back. So it is something for the short term, but at the same time, I do think it's good that they are trying to stimulate buying volume, which is what they're doing with the trading competition, which is what they're trying to do with the buyback exactly. So they will create momentum with exactly this. So the thing is, what they will most likely announce is their tier one exchange listing. I have reasons to believe that this is actually Binance, which would be very bullish, but I don't have the facts for this. However, they will get listed on a tier one exchange. That's for sure. And they're waiting for momentum. So it is a good thing that they're trying to get this right because if the price goes up to like 20 or 30 cents, then people will start talking about it more. Then they get the momentum, more people buy, the token goes up in value more. So it's a snowball they're trying to push. I would like to say down a hill, but they're pushing it up the charts, right? and as soon as the price goes up, it is almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I understand why they're doing it. I do think it poses a risk, but it is something that is I understand why they're doing it. It's XPG FactSnap. All right. So there was one question
My
from
technical
RB
issues.
William. Yo. Hello. Let's do cool money.
Yes, I'm back.
You're still there. Yeah. It just glitched. R Bueno is asking, what about peak? Peak, same thing. Peak is going strong. Of course, it dropped immensely. It went all the way to 10 cents or something, right? I purchased like an idiot the pre-sale or the listing at like 50 cents, so I got wrecked for 80% down. However, I'm not sure if I actually purchased Peak. I don't think I bought the dip, but I was looking at it. Still have faith in the project. Still are going to do great things. And it's very optimistic to see that the AI narrative and the real world asset narrative is performing really well. Because that was a question for me. Will we still see AI and real world asset narrative go up after, well, the 5 months of downtrend, right, for most altcoins? I was kind of doubting that a little bit. I thought we might see a narrative change, but AI and real world assets are still the play. So um, I think, and they're not necessarily coins that I currently hold, but I think that you would be smart to hold some real world asset coins like Ondo, like Rio. I think you're smart, and I actually hold those coins, but I'm going to name a few that I don't hold as well. I think you're very smart to hold some AI coins. Peak. I also read something about Tars AI, which is quite the narrative and hype right now. Um, and I think you're very smart to hold things that have great community, like which was called before here Pengu, the meme coin, major intel from Capone, of course, from Ian. He made me very, very aware of how great this project is, and the community, and the entire ecosystem of it. Also, Sui. I think these projects, they are the most discussed, and they are just it right now. They will not probably give you the biggest gains if you were to purchase them right now, but I do think they're like safe bets almost for the run that's to come. If the altcoins go up, these coins will go up. And
Be right back, bro.
considering ja toch, considering that a lot of coins that I currently hold, where I believe in the technique, I believe in what they're building, in the innovation. People don't give a fuck. They don't care. I might have the biggest faith on certain projects, but what always seems to work is hype, is community, is what's it in the moment. And I think these projects are it. You know what I mean? Um, Current view on the altcoin market: dominance is having a great recovery. Yes, Han. Thank you very much. So I think that Ian, you want to answer this one?
Current view on the altcoin dominance is having great recovery. Han. What are you doing here? I'm just kidding. Well, I said it in the FIP. I think as long the higher the Bitcoin price and dominance goes, the crazier the altcoins will get a super cycle. So let's say we go to 68%, 70%, 72%. The higher the Bitcoin dominance, we're gonna get. I said it in the FIP. If we pass 70% on the Bitcoin dominance, there is a big reason some coins will 1000x compared to where they are now. So it's very simple. Bitcoin goes to 700k, 1 milli. The higher it goes, the more money there is in it, and the money will flourish into other assets, and it will just split. Because most people, they think, hey, I miss Bitcoin. What's the next Bitcoin? The next Ethereum, etc. So in that case, stay safe. I gotta go to the door. I'd be right back.
See you. Yeah, so I pretty much believe the same thing. I think that the dominance is going up again. It got a great recovery. We can take a look real quick at the charts, because then I actually know what's the most relevant right now. Here we go. Okay. Shit. Okay. This one. Okay, I think I switched over. So right now it's making a recovery, but it got rejection pretty much where you expect it. So it's kind of the question where we'll go. Will we go higher? Will we go lower? It all depends on what Bitcoin will do as well. If Bitcoin actually goes to a new all-time highs, I think the dominance will increase again, and that's what has been happening for the last 2 years. So it is actually quite interesting to see the dominance go up all this way. But if we are to follow the same trajectory, for us to hit like 70, it would be something like end of July again. So a lot of things can happen, guys. A lot of things can happen, but I don't want to speculate too much on the dominance because it's just the proportions of the market, But it wouldn't surprise me if we went higher. Some part of me wants to go lower and just start alt season already. But it is I really don't care what happens with it, to be honest. The higher it goes, the harder it can drop, bro. Exactly. I hear you talk about AI. What do you think about TARS AI? I got a few K invested in them, low market cap. Yeah, so this is pretty much the coin that everybody is talking about right now because it pumped so hard. I did take a look at TARS AI. Wait, let me just not confuse it. TARS AI, TARS Pro. Yeah, so it's actually a great project because the first time I read the name, I was looking at just the name, and I kind of get I'm like a crypto racist. I make assumptions just hearing the name, and I think TARS AI. Well, fuck TARS AI. That was my first thought, but sometimes I got a DM a while back, and it was some guy. He said, "What do you think about Bum Bum on Solana?" I just read the name and I assume it's a shit meme coin, and I instantly give it negativity. However, TARS AI, I gave it a chance, looked at the website. They got a Solana grant, which is bullish, which is promising. And they're actually building some sort of marketplace for AI. They actually have the frameworks. You actually have the opportunity to build your own AI agents. They they're doing cool things. I'm not saying that, and that's the thing. I think this run, especially this run, or maybe even all runs, but previous runs, a lot of the DeFi protocols went up because the ecosystems flourished. Right now, with AI, that is not possible. They purely run on hype and narrative. And I think TARS AI is a proper AI project with momentum, with hype, on an ecosystem that's doing really great right now. So I think it is a smart thing to hold some if you're already holding some, especially if you purchase the bottom. Congratulations, because you're a few thousand got multiplied. But I don't really have any hate about TARS AI.
Seems legit. A lot of
Yep.
people were talking about it in the FIP, yeah?
Yeah, of course. It's a great project.
Looks promising.
Can you show the coin that you were talking about when I asked the question? Just rewatch the video. It's Xborg XBG. Anyway, what's happening right now? I think we covered most things. We saw some records. We're seeing so much institutional buys. A lot of things happening on the markets, but it's just bullish news every day. Every day in the VIP, we're sharing more information. It's too much to handle, honestly. There everyday things are happening right now. I remain bullish. Of course, now nobody gives a fuck because now it's just the narrative. We will go up, we will go higher. Not a lot of doubters right now. No one to fight. Yeah, it's just the winning team, man. Keep faith, keep believing. If anything happens that we should worry about, we will update you. Unless you have something else to add, Ian.
Man, there's so much to talk about, but now it's time to get red pilled. The Diddy case, man. Are you following this?
I'm following the
Oh,
snippets on TikTok.
yo,
I know that's not the
it's
proper way to read it, but I'm getting crazy things. Steve
it,
Harvey being blackmailed for 25 years. Um,
yo, a lot of things, man. It's crazy, 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 crazy. It's too, and I'm not gonna go into it, man. But guys, check the daily stories. It's happening right now on X. I think it's day 7 or day 8 from the hearing.
yeah, a lot of information.
A lot of info from Cassie came out. Justin Bieber
Oh,
came
that
out.
that
All
shit
these
was
things came
crazy.
out.
Oh my god! And
It's
especially, she did some things. uh, it's insane, insane.
money lets you do crazy things, guys. Let's keep it that like that.
But also the guy had like a tunnel system and a crazy slave basement in his house, right?
Yep.
Um, I was curious because the guy owns multiple houses. Did his house burn down
Yeah.
with
I don't
some
know what the
fire?
question is, but yes, the answer is yes.
Hmm. All
Right,
right,
his
figured.
California house, yeah, it's definitely has something to do
Yep.
with it.
And just wait and see because I've been saying for a long time that like Ellen DeGeneres, but also Oprah Winfrey, these people, they are, but
Satanic
also
pedophiles.
the Rock as well. Satanic pedophiles for sure. They don't believe it right now, but you will eventually. Also, don't forget with the directed energy weapons in Hawaii. They were the people with the blue roofs. They were the people there pretending to be something they're not. Um, it is all a game, and we're all literally just cattle for them,
Hmm, yes.
which is insane, but it's very true. It's a dangerous slope we're on, but it's good that these things are getting exposed. However, I don't think it will make an actual change. Do you think that Diddy will get away?
I think he's gonna kill himself. Just
Kill
straight
him
up.
like
Yeah,
Epstein kill himself or actually kill himself?
well, I think he's never coming getting out, so I think he's gonna kill himself. That's what I meant, yes.
But he'll go out because Epstein never killed himself, guys.
Well, talking about that, Cash Patel, the FBI director, he came on TV and said he did kill himself. So
Hmm.
it's crazy. But I sent you something in a private chat, Mike, because I share
Okay.
this.
But you know what's crazy to me because that means that they're still covering up something or they don't have the full information because you can see by the shape of your ear it's unique. It's like a fingerprint,
Mhm.
and the body that they took a picture of in the morgue, they don't have matching ear shapes.
Loops. Mm.
So it's a different person basically. So they faked his death, but
Yeah.
you know, want
But
me to
but this
share this?
but this yes, I shared a video in a private chat. But this goes further because most people they don't understand what's happening. They think that what we're saying is not true. But please play this clip. Very short clip, but the hands are turning back to the people.
Okay.
The power is going back to the
A
people.
lot of people don't realize that the presidential election that just occurred in the inauguration process is a lot bigger than we can even imagine. And let me break that down. So, back in 1871, our country, America, was sold by our president, Ulysses S. Grant, to basically the royal family. We became owned. We lost all sovereignty, all freedoms, all constitutional rights. We
My pause
became what
table.
is called the USA.
Yes, and everybody's just asking why is America so much about Israel, Israel this, Israel that? Because if you do the history, you come to learn that the royal family, who owns the land of the United States, they are they are from the fake the antichrist shit. They worship
Mhm.
behemoth, they worship Satan, money, God. Money is their god, etc. So this is very important to know because, in my opinion, Trump he's doing things differently. So let's go back to the clip, Mike.
Yep.
Incorporated business entity. Now, what does that have to do with anything today? So many of you just watched the inauguration and things that took place, and a lot of things stood out. And the biggest one was realizing that Trump actually has never left, quote unquote, office. You see, there's two presidents. There's two types of worlds that we're living in. One that is fake, one that is built unconstitutionally, one that is based on certain laws, one that is based on corruption and manipulation, and based pretty much in a foreign occupation territory known as Washington, D.C. And Washington, D.C. also works in coordinates with the Vatican and also the royal family. And then you tie in all other places where the deep state operates to control and depopulate the world. Sounds aggressive, right? On the other timeline, there is a constitutional republic. And this is why you've seen Trump wear these hats that said 45-47. He never left. It looks like he did. It looks like he had to resign or step away for Biden to come in. But the whole Biden administration was just to wake the world up to how corrupt these people are. You have to zoom out. This whole process, the last 8 years you've been seeing, more than that, has literally been a global military operation. How, what, and why? To wake up the public, to restore back our Constitution, to transfer power from a centralized, corrupt, globalist, New World Order, deep state government back into the hands of the people. And so what you have just witnessed and what you are going to continue to see from what's happening at the border, what's happening in our economy, what's happening in pharmaceuticals, what's happening in banking, what's happening in DC and politics, which is now no longer and is a bankrupt corporation, we are becoming sovereign and free as a country. We're turning power back to the people. This is the most amazing time to be alive. The best is truly yet to come. And when Trump says the golden age, that is beyond what most of us can even comprehend. To get to these places, though, we have to wake up. We have to zoom out and connect the dots and realize this whole time we've been lied to, living under this corporation where we are the employees and the government has been our boss, when reality, these roles should have been flipped since day one. I pray that you stay peace. I pray that you stay grounded. I pray that you share this and really start to look into things of how this corporation has been dissolved, how the power is going to be returning back to the people. And when you start to connect these dots, when you zoom out, you'll realize that nothing can truly stop what is coming. And the best is truly yet to come. God bless you.
This video sums it up very perfectly. I don't know what to add to this, man. But amazing video. And for those who know Q, you know Q, the storm is coming. Well, the storm is here, guys. So it's everything adds up. Everything adds up. A lot of heads are gonna be rolling. Trump is gonna be in the Netherlands next month. Maybe I'm gonna go see him. Yo, Trump, go fully red, MAGA. But it's crazy, man. We live crazy times we're living in. But stay awake. Stay awake.
Facts.
Let's leave it.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you want to see more of these videos. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Buy Bitcoin. Remain hopeful. This time, we don't really have to encourage you because we were fucking right. Told you so again. And hope we will get fucking rich.
Not hope, we will.
Of course.
Stay safe, be blessed, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
If I do crypto, this ain't gambling.